that we have followed for years here on The Lead landed back in court today. In 2023, a Texas jury awarded veteran and former Texas State Trooper Roy Torres nearly $2.5 million because of his claims that he'd essentially been forced out of his job due to health problems he developed after being exposed to burn pits while serving in Iraq. Burn pits, as you may know, were used by the U.S. military in Iraq and Afghanistan to destroy hazardous chemicals. They caused innumerable health problems for so many service members. Now, Torres claimed that rather than accommodating him because of his service, the Texas Department of Public Safety just suddenly fired him. He sued the state of Texas and he won, but this month the state of Texas appealed that decision. So this years-long legal fight continues. Joining us now is Roy Torres and his attorney, Brian Lawler. Roy, you first brought this case forward in 2017. What's your reaction to this legal battle continuing here in 2025?
Jake, thanks again for having me this afternoon. I thought this would be over in 2023, and here we are. Fast forward 2 years later, almost going into year 9 with this legal battle. So it's been a difficult journey, not only having to deal with my physical illness, but having to deal with this moral injury from the state not accommodating me with a position that I had requested, and one thing that has been difficult is I see the top Texas off, they declare itself a strongest state for veterans. But today, the state continues its legal fight for being a disabled veteran. And today, this is not about me, but it's about thousands of citizen soldiers who answer the call to serve in uniform part-time, who are making a difference in the community every day, and that this should be a service that is honored and not undermined.
Yeah. Dressing yourself in the American flag and still saying that you salute veterans doesn't mean anything if this is how you treat veterans. Let me note that we did reach out to the Texas Department of Public Safety for comment. They declined. Brian, what exactly is the state doing now? What are they challenging specifically?
Jake, the state is saying that the trial victory, the unanimous jury verdict that we got back in September 2023 is wrong on a multitude of levels. First, that we advanced our theory on Leroy's behalf under the wrong part of the statute, under the Uniform Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. They claimed that when we gave up one of our claims, but we advanced another one, we gave up the wrong one. So that's the majority of their argument, and that we didn't afford them what's called affirmative defense, where the jury could have said, oh, they had a legitimate reason for doing that. What we did, we offered them that affirmative defense under the correct theory of liability. And that is, the state failed to accommodate Leroy's injuries and then re-employ him into a proper position, claiming that we basically just have a discrimination claim, and since we abandoned that, we don't have the failure to accommodate claim, we have no case. They're also challenging that we didn't properly put evidence of our attorney's fees, which were awarded, and that even if Leroy were awarded damages, he should have been awarded damages at a much lower paid position that he was performing as a temporary nomination, but he's actually entitled to a much higher position, and that's what the jury agreed.
Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of technical legal mumbo jumbo, just to deny justice. Leroy, if there is a less than favorable outcome in this case, ultimately, how significant do you think the implications will be for veterans and veteran employment protections?
Well, Jake, I believe that this is an opportunity for Texas to honor and uphold USERO and to set a national standard for how employers treat their veterans across the board, who come home with a service-related illness or an injury, and ensure that they're accommodated. So instead of dragging this case out, like my state has been doing, it sends a dangerous message that employers can ignore or can delay and deny the very protections that veterans earn throughout their service. So that puts every veteran, not only in Texas, at risk, not just me, but countless others.
Roy Torres, Brian Lawler, thanks to you. Stay in touch. You want to keep on top of this case and follow it wherever it goes. Hopefully it will land with justice, as we thought it had in 2023. Just in the time-lapse video of some